doesn't end well unless it ends. You can't just report the fucking obvious. Just a motherfucking jump. Just go. And go we are. We're going. I'm going to Miami. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy, and the other fucking guy is in the room. We got Leo behind the controls.
Hello, man. Good morning.
Yeah. There you
I was about to say, I fixed the mic a little bit. There's
you fixed it a lot. That's good, though. And also Mike joining us. He's ready. Looks like he's ready for the Broncos game this weekend.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm picking the Broncos in that game.
Hey, you better. I didn't wear this for no reason. I came to sway your opinion there.
I'm picking the Broncos for that game. I don't know who I think is going to win the Super Bowl now.
The 49ers? What are we talking about here?
Hold on.
You know, it's just with all the injuries.
I'm just saying,
that pauses me with the 49ers, honestly.
If we get past the Seahawks, we win the entire thing.
You're forgetting about one specific obstacle. It's kind of weird. You're just glossing over the best defense in the league.
They're not even that good.
Yeah.
All right, we're fighting after this. Off stream, we're fighting.
I know who's winning the national championship, though. Going to be Indiana.
I say the Hoosiers.
I mean, that would be the greatest meltdown in history if they didn't. You know, none of us give them enough props during the season to the great season they've had. One of the best seasons in college football ever. And their quarterback just has gotten better during the playoffs. One of the most efficient, maybe the most efficient quarterback display I've ever seen at the college level. I mean, the guy is just, 13 of 15 or some bullshit like that. He has more touchdowns than he does incompletions.
Yeah, that's correct.
How the fuck is that a thing?
Yeah, he has 8 touchdowns and 5 incompletions in 3 games?
These aren't all little drop balls.
No, these are like dimes.
These are 20, 30-yard drops on top of people.
Like right where you're supposed to put the ball.
And he is what I think he is it. Like, as far as quarterbacks go, in this draft, he's it.
Oh, yeah.
There's almost nothing behind him.
Especially with Moore going back to school.
The guy from Oregon?
Yeah, he's going back. Yeah.
Well, he should go back.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough game time. That's why Ty Simpson going, like, dude, how many games have you played?
Yeah, I thought it was odd that he opted for the draft, especially how that last half of that season went.
Yeah, I don't understand that, honestly. He's not good enough. He's not ready. He could be in the future, but this was a bad choice for him.
Yeah, I agree.
He could have, if Alabama wasn't a place for him to stay, he could have been picked up pretty easily by another really solid school, but that was a totally dumb move because all of the statistics say that the best quarterbacks in the NFL have at least 25 or more starts.
That's like
at the college
threshold.
level. That's like the threshold, yeah. And you know what makes that threshold so fucking funny? Is there is one quarterback that blows all of that out of the water. Only one.
Current or in the past?
In the past.
Like that got drafted? Because I remember Mitch Trubisky had like 13 games and he got drafted like number 1 overall.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady? Oh, yeah.
No,
okay.
I mean, somebody that's done
something. Okay.
Not somebody
that just happened to
who
get drafted.
sucked as a starter and then continued his career sucking as a backup. I mean, Trubisky is still a backup now.
Yeah.
I don't know how somebody took, but they did. I mean,
hey, it's good living.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe he can. My thing with any backup quarterback is you should at least have a 50-50 chance of winning most games. That's what you should expect out of a backup. 50-50.
Yeah, there shouldn't be like a major drop-off, kind of like how the Ravens, they would set up
a
with
little
Tyler
bit
Huntley.
of a drop-off, but not like it shouldn't be like
your offense shouldn't look drastically different.
Not terrible.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I think two of the guys that are going to get really looked at next year, I think Mac Jones is going to get another look after the way he displayed himself with San Francisco. I wouldn't mind Pittsburgh taking a shot at him.
Was it Malik Willis?
Malik Willis.
Yeah, those
I kept saying Lewis, and I know it's not Lewis. I know it's not Neighbors. That's the wide receiver. Yeah, Malik Willis. He's really surprised me.
Yeah, he's surprised a lot of people. Like coming out of the draft, I was like not big on him at all, even as a second round. But Mac Jones, I've always been a Mac Jones.
Me too.
I think he's always been. He was actually
his career at Alabama. He was better than Tua and Hurt.
Yeah. He is.
He actually was numbers wise.
I would say he is the best. Actually, when it comes to purely passing, he's the best quarterback, like passing quarterback Alabama's had in my memory that I can remember.
Yeah, for sure. So looking forward to that. Dawn and I are leaving for Miami in a few hours. We'll be heading to the airport. Pretty much, obviously, I'm like 95% packed and ready to go. I have my bag of shoes done. That's not overflowing this time. I'm only, I'm taking shoes for the different outfits, but I'm only taking one pair of shoes for the gym. And I got different colors to go of the shirts and the shorts to work with all that. And it turned out pretty good.
So the grind doesn't stop even on vacation?
It never stops, man.
Love to hear it.
No, it never stops. Orders never stop. Talking to clients never stops. I just had somebody message me before I came in here that, I'm going to call immediately after the show, after we do the podcast here. It never stops. I always said, they give me Christmas off, and this year they didn't give me Christmas off. I got 3 orders on Christmas this year, yeah. Which, most years it was 0. People just left you alone, at least, on Christmas Day. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. At least one day out of the year.
At least one day. I get Thanksgiving. They start messaging me in the afternoon because they're just laying there. They got nothing else to do.
Feeling bad about all that food.
I need to talk to Troy. Yeah, all right.
Justify all this food I just ate.
Something like that, for sure. And New Year's, Easter, none of the other ones people seem to matter. Christmas seemed to matter until now that it doesn't. And, as long as if people are respectful and not overly pushy, I deal with it. But I did tell a couple people, like, fuck off.
Fuck off, yeah.
Like, chill the fuck out, dude. Nothing's getting sent
right
now. It's all good. There's no mail going out. Let's just relax a minute. It's fucking Christmas. Why are you thinking of me on Christmas unless you want to send me a gift? And I guess they are sending me a gift. They're sending me money, so maybe that's what they think. I don't know.
So you don't seem the type to put up with overly pushy clients.
No, man.
Not one bit.
No, I shock people all the time. And even the reps that I have, the other people that I've been training to do what I do, I've had a little bit of pushback on something recently from a guy that I really like, but it was just his tone in the text that he sent me. And, questioning why, we wanted people's emails and phone numbers. Well, we want the emails because the tracking for the package goes to the client.
Yeah.
And if I have to pass it to you and you have to pass it to the client, we're wasting time.
Yeah.
When it can just go directly to the client.
Yeah.
Why do you want to engage in that with the client? That's not helpful. That's not a good use of your time. And then the other thing is the phone number, because let's say they have an issue with delivery or something. They have a number they can call and say, hey, we have a package here, but this is the problem with the address or something. We just want to make confirm like that. And he's like, I don't know if my people will do that. Well, my people do. Yeah. And all people, nobody questions me on that shit. And if they don't like doing that process, like, okay, then we don't do business together. It's that simple. And that's kind of what I told the guy. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you can't be a rep for me then. Like, oh, wait. Like, don't be like that. Don't be like what, motherfucker? Some people sometimes take my directness a little. You just have to know. I'm just
too
direct.
personal.
'Cause I ain't got time.
Yeah.
I got time. I'm not being direct to be a dick. I'm being direct so that I can communicate as clearly and simply as possible.
Absolutely.
And whenever there's a fuck up, I always blame myself. I take full responsibility for somehow your ability to not comprehend what I'm saying is my fault. I take responsibility for that. That I got to figure it out. I got to say it in a way that you're going to understand it and understand it, directly.
Has this person not done business in the last 20 years?
I don't know. But they, people get, like I said, people get surprised or people get butthurt or whatever sometimes.
It's the email.
And then some people, at least a majority of them, I would say, they get it when I check them and apologize and like, okay, we're good. Now we forget about it. We go on,
Yeah.
whatever.
Not a big deal.
But like, I'm pushing back for a reason. Like,
yeah.
it's
like
these are my boundaries and I
Yeah.
protect my boundaries. But people will question, I don't know that, like with me, the customer is not always right.
They're not. They're not
It
always
doesn't-
right.
It's not a thing. So that doesn't work with me. And when they want to question how I operate a business, I'm like, okay, well, I've built 2 7-figure businesses. That's not like super crazy successful, but it's pretty good. What have you done? And
More than
you
most.
want to question how these are my results. Okay, these are my results. This is what I've done. This is my lifestyle. This is what I do. It's, all legit, all real. But you want to question that? Or like what? I'm going to take advice from someone who hasn't done that? No.
No thanks.
I don't take advice from people who haven't done something. That's one of the things. I don't know how I figured it out early on, but I learned at a very good age that probably 18, 19, that you find somebody that's doing what it is you want to do and ask them how they did it. And most of the time they will share that. I re-listened to I was so all over the place on Wednesday, mostly in a good way, I think, during the podcast. But we talked about burning the boats, and I never explained what burning the boats was. We just kept going after that. We went from burning the boats and talking about who talks about burning the boats, being Tony Robbins.
Tony.
And you guys
Never
didn't know
actually
what
got to the
burning was. I
point.
never told you what burning the boats is.
So
Burning the boats, I want to clear that up. So burning the
Perfect.
boats is simply giving yourself no choice.
Oh, okay.
So if you go into battle, okay, think of like the Vikings type shit.
Yeah.
Okay. What they would do is, if you're unsure, you got people that are unsure about the battle, you burn the boats.
Yeah.
You don't give them a way to escape so that they can like go back from the battle. They have to fight because there is no other choice because there is no boats to get back on and flee. So that is what burning the boats is. It's
Actually
being
makes a lot of sense.
it's being all in, but giving yourself no choice. And that's what I said that I've done, and maybe that's difficult. I don't know how difficult it is. It's just something I've done in my life when things have not gone well, when I've made mistakes, and the reason I've been able to come back from those mistakes or become successful again was that I didn't give myself a choice. And no matter what it was, I didn't play the victim or anything. I took responsibility, even when I was actually a real victim. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because nobody cares. And being a victim gets you nowhere in fixing the problem. You can only fix what you can control, which is you. And so to change things, you have to be the one to do the changing. So there you go. Burning the boats. Burning the boats is really a good one. Just you don't have a choice. There's no plan B.
I mean,
I'm going to do this, but just in case I'm going to take this course here, plan B. Man, if you really want to be successful, there's no plan B. And you go forward and you should just always accept there's always going to be mistakes, and you're always going to be correcting and adjusting, always. And that's just part of the process, and it's an okay part of the process. Instead of fearing the failure is going to guide you as long as you keep going. And the secret is, whatever the failure is, don't repeat it.
Yeah.
That's where the doing the same thing over and over again is the definition of insanity. Okay. Well, okay. Now you've done it 3 times with the same result.
Might be psycho at that
You really
point.
want to go for 4? 4 your lucky number? Or do something different? And that may or may not work either. But it's just the continuing of doing and making progress. And that's just the
Burning
way to
the
do it.
boats.
That's part of the boats. Burning the boats.
I guess I've kind of applied that without necessarily knowing that
Right.
it's called burning the boats, I guess.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I love about The Secret and the law of attraction is some of these things you kind of know, but now when you watch or listen to The Secret, you know, the documentary, because that's just like I said, you can read the book, but the easiest thing is to listen over and over and over again to the documentary itself. And, you know, you should be able to get it through, you know, you get up in the morning. Okay, what are you listening to in the morning while you're showering? You put that on. Okay, you just do it for a while. You just put that on. You get halfway through it in the morning, and then you're going to have a break, or maybe you can or can't listen to it at work, or you listen to it on the way home, or you figure it out and try to get it, listen to it every day, because you only really need to watch it once. After that, you can just listen to it. You don't have to actually see it. You'll see it in your mind enough because you've watched it the once, but just it ingrains it in you. And then that way you can apply it on purpose, where what you and I did, or what you just described, we were doing something, but we didn't understand the totality of it and how to be able to do it on purpose on a regular basis. And then you start correcting people around you. It's funny as fuck. Like, you start telling people, don't say that. Don't say that. No, don't put that out in the universe. And making a mistake or saying something just once doesn't make a bad thing happen. But it's if you continue to focus on it because you keep repeating it, then you're fucked.
Manifest destiny.
You're manifesting that then. So that's why you get people to like, stop, do not say that. Like, that's, nope, we're not even going to contemplate that. We're focused on this over here. This is what makes it happen. Well, but if, fuck that, okay? That does not get you there, ever.
Excuses get you nowhere.
You know, so this morning I posted on my Facebook, and I just assume that most of the people that are kind of my people on my Facebook page are going to get it because they know what's going on. And, you know, obviously maybe not everybody follows this stuff, but this, I think, is really important stuff. This is current news that is important, that we all need to, we shouldn't, I'm not saying we should like protest or anything like that. I'm not suggesting that at all, because we're not the protest people. That's just not our thing, obviously. But we do need to be putting pressure on. We do need to be making it known to the people that represent us that this kind of stuff is just not acceptable. And so on my Facebook, I put that I woke up today knowing that I was smarter than a Supreme Court justice and a doctor. And I just left it at that. I didn't talk about, well, why do I think that? And the reason I think that is because we have a Supreme Court justice, Justice Brown, who a few years ago, she was appointed by Biden when she was going through her confirmation hearing. She was asked what a woman is. And her answer was that she wasn't a biologist. that she couldn't answer because she wasn't a biologist. And now the problem that we have is the people who are biologists have been trapped with this woke ideology and pushed into it, and they can't tell you what a woman is either. And I don't know. The reason I think this is so important is because it's okay for us to disagree, society-wise. It's okay for us to disagree, have different beliefs, have different political parties, different views, different values, okay? But there are certain things that should not be arguable. And one of the things that there should be no argument about is what a man is and what a woman is. Now, we can call someone, if you want to pretend you're a woman and you're an adult, if you want to pretend, because Leo and I did the stats, it was less than it was around 20 or 25%, right? That actually cut their dicks off.
I want to say that it was actually slightly.
It might even be lower. I'm trying to be generous on the generous side because I don't remember what the number was. So we'll go with the 20. Okay, we'll go with the 20.
Just for conversation's sake.
Yeah, it's not as many as you would think. And to me, you're not really dedicated to being a woman if you're not willing to cut your dick off. If you're not willing to cut your dick off, then you're not really committed to that identity.
You want all the benefits without any of the negatives.
Well, no, you're just dressing up, and it's okay to dress up. I don't have a problem dressing up, but that you're making that decision as an adult. But dressing up, and if we want to say that makes you a transgender woman, if that's the label we want to give it, that's fine. But we can't say that a transgender woman, and I hate this, I hate that we call them cis women. Okay, I hate that fucking label. It's just a woman, period. We don't need any other type of it. It's what a woman is. She has the ability to reproduce. If you do not have the ability to reproduce, which men do not, then you are not a woman. If you cut your dick off, if you are committed, you can still not get pregnant. Now, you can't get pregnant.
Not biologically. I think he's going to bring up some crazy.
Now, if somebody, I don't know that somebody has, but if somebody can, with IVF or something, somehow they can make that happen someday.
Medical excuse is okay.
Right. I don't know how that happens, but if they can make that happen someday, I don't think it has.
Artificial
Well, you got to look
insemination,
this.
I think is
In a man?
Yeah, actually.
All right. Well, look that up. But while you're looking it up, I'm going to continue to go on. So still, it had to be done inside of you. And even you say, well, the woman did too. This woman did. My daughter had that done. Okay. But she did have the parts and the ability to. She was giving those women parts at birth.
Well, yeah.
Her parts just, were not working in that way that they were able to conceive that way. But she had the parts. Okay, that's the difference. All right, so a man cannot.
Nope, not biologically.
No,
not possible.
No, not
regardless
biologically.
of how you do it. I don't care how they do it. It's not biologically possible. Therefore,
it's not.
It's not natural, in my opinion. Shouldn't be an opinion, but
right. Well, it's not natural, and it's okay if they do it unnaturally. That doesn't make you the same as a woman. If you are a transgender woman, then you are a transgender woman. But you do not get to identify and say that you are equal to women.
Absolutely not.
You're not. You are not equal to women. With or without your dick. You're just not. We need to be super clear on this. Because now we have grown-ass adults, educated adults who have gotten, educated beyond a 4-year degree. right?
Yeah.
Okay, because if you're a judge, you went to law school.
Yeah.
If you are a doctor you went to medical school. So we're talking about people who have advanced degrees.
10+ years of schooling.
7 or 10 or whatever. It's a lot.
At
right?
most of them are publicly funded universities, by the way, which is not any better.
But still, my point is that these are supposed to be smart people. Smart people should be able to answer this question, and they should not be afraid to answer the question because they're going to be attacked by a particular group, which is what's happening. You know, they don't want to be attacked. If you want to support the LGBT community, support them. Support them. That is totally fine. But see, I think, I don't know. I find, and it's not scientific at all, but just in conversations that I have, because I do hang out with a lot of lesbians. I do. Because I am a season ticket holder for the Phoenix Mercury, dude. You can, dude. I had no idea till I went, because my thing always with the women's sports like that was when they would talk about pay and things like that. I would be like, well, how about you all support them?
Yeah.
And what I found out when I went is they do, and they have been.
Well,
no, to a large degree, dude. You've seen nothing like it. You have never been any place, anywhere that has as many lesbians or gays at a single spot, okay, as a WNBA game.
So
I promise you.
So these
it's huge number, and I would say it's pushing 50% of the people that are going there
are lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a gathering.
Now, I'm not talking about the players. The players, we looked it up. It's 40%. Was a recent survey that was done that they did was 40%. Okay,
surprised me.
But I'm talking in the crowd, the fans coming to the game. It's pushing 50%, man.
Like a gathering of the Juggalos or something.
It's a gathering, man, like big. So they are supporting them, which I think is great. But then I get off into this whole other topic of if the league wants to expand, you've got your base already. That base is there, and there's only all lesbians do not like basketball. That would just be stupid to say. But all the lesbians that like basketball or want to support women in a sport, they're already doing it. They're already there. There's not room for real expansion there in that demographic. The demographic, if you want to make more money, that you need is the sports fan and is white men. It's white men. Be black men too. But I mean, there's just more of us, so we can have a greater impact. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You need to draw us into that game. And you have to do it in a way that's not easy, because you have to do it in a way that you don't alienate the base that you've had for 27, 28 years. Now, that's how long it's been around.
Yeah. It's been,
okay. That's
people don't realize that.
It's been around a long time. And I've met women, lesbian women, who have been there since day one, dude. Season ticket holders from day one.
Oh, yeah. Sue Bird jerseys and everything.
Oh, you got it. Better believe it, man.
Diana Taurasi. I know some of them.
All right.
You know what's hilarious, though? I'm going to start using this mic because the other one seems to be a little finicky. No, it's just so funny to think that, like, it's supporting the WNBA is kind of like supporting Arizona teams. Yeah. Because they've been around for a long time, and they just always disappoint you all year long.
Except this year. Except this past season. We got to the WNBA finals, man. I was there.
And I heard it was like kind of like a turnaround, like a shock that they made it that far. Like,
they were not expected to even make the playoffs. Yeah. And there's only 12 teams, and 8 of the 12 make it, and they weren't expected to be one of the 8. And we had 2 of our star players actually hurt for the first half of the season.
Doesn't Kelsey Plum play for the Mercury? Or
no,
is that,
she plays for Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, the Sparks.
She plays for the Sparks. Right. trust me, I know.
Who's
I know more about this than like.
say I don't. I definitely don't.
And I actually enjoyed it. Mostly, mostly, I enjoyed it for what it is. I mean,
with that perspective, yeah, absolutely. Like if you go in there expecting an NBA level type of play style, like
oh no,
you're going to be disappointed. I mean, it's not to be mean, but that's just the reality of it.
The reality is the best high school team, or maybe even not the best, but a competitive high school boys basketball team could beat most of them.
No, but I think it was funny because I remember a few months ago you were talking about, because you know the whole Angel Reese thing where she like we were going back and forth
about
like
the me bounds
a lot.
But see, I respect her for her marketing, and when you take the me bounds out of her rebound numbers, she's still a really good rebounder. So it was kind of a shitty label she got. You know what I mean? I defended her a little bit in that. And the whole Caitlin Clark stuff with the other players and the bad officiating and stuff, she brought attention to it. But here's the thing that most people didn't realize, because they don't go to the games, they don't watch the games, they don't know. But I do. And that is that the referees were not looking the other way when this was done to her. And they weren't just bad for her. They're just bad. Like, they're god awful. It's the worst officiating of any professional sports league that you can name.
Oh, yeah.
Soccer, anything. Pick a sport. It does not matter. And it doesn't matter if it's college or professional, because college is professional now. You're getting paid. You're a pro. So, yeah, whatever. Like, I am telling you, the worst officiating I've ever seen. Terrible.
Well, then you figure out that most of these refs in any sport, male or female, they're not full-time referees. These people are like lawyers and doctors and teachers that do this part-time.
Depends. Yeah, it depends on the sport. And I don't know about the WNBA, but you start getting into the NFL and stuff.
It's crazy.
Those dudes make good money.
Oh yeah, and the union
they're making $175,000 on up.
They have the best union in the entire country. They're untouchable.
And if you're a baseball official, that's all you're doing too, because the season's too long, for you to do something. For you to do something else. But yeah, it used to be like that. Or at the lower college level, yeah, for sure, those guys got another thing that they're doing besides that. They might make $40,000 or whatever a year doing that, and then whatever they make at their job or something. I don't know.
Just assume that like at that level they would just be a full-time referee.
That's definitely what it should be.
And it's not.
Yeah. What'd you find?
I mean, as a rookie, you're averaging about $1,500 per, because they get paid per game, so it's $1,500.
Which
WNBA,
the
by the way, $1,500 per game as a rookie, up to $2,500.
And there's 40 games.
That's, I mean,
when you say terrible money,
16 to 50,000 per season for most officials.
60 to 80.
16 to 50.
Well, if they're only getting 16, they're not officiating very many games if it's $1,500 a game.
Yeah, it looks like.
And I've seen the same officials over and over and over again.
So they might have some people that are like set, that are at a higher pay, and then every once in a while they'll throw like here and there some people, because it does look like they will range a little bit lower.
Or they start people out training them that way. They only give them so many games, and maybe they're not.
Well, that's
where they're getting 40 games a year.
Yeah, that's what the NFL is actually looking into, and a lot of rumblings are talking about having just a straight pipeline for NFL players that want to become NFL referees, and they have their own academy and everything.
Well,
like
what
that.
They should do is that there should be continual training during the off season.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's ever changed. They change a rule every offseason.
Yeah, there should be continual training, definitely, for that. They should be, I don't know how much film they watch. I don't know. It'd be interesting to interview a referee sometimes.
We could reach out.
We'll probably say, absolutely. That would be cool.
Yeah,
we need to
put that down for sure.
We need to find a referee to interview. That would be cool. I'd like that.
You want a WNBA referee? Or you want an NBA?
I don't care. Honestly, a WNBA referee is going to get a hard time though.
We're just gonna find a random person, throw a black and white shirt on them. You're gonna be like, this guy referees WNBA games.
Why do you suck so bad?
Yeah, it's. Honestly,
I don't know. I'm just a pharmacist.
That terrible. But we are all the way from lesbians to bad referees.
Hey.
But so that just the truth about the whole situation is Caitlin Clark brought attention to how bad the referees were because she brought more eyeballs. And then some people that because they were new to the WNBA, like me, but didn't dive in like I did, they just didn't know that this is a league-wide problem. It is a league-wide problem. This isn't a conspiracy against Caitlin Clark. It's not. It's not. And I think, they've brought up racial stuff between Caitlin Clark and the league, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I can tell you my opinion very early on, and Leo can confirm this, is I believe it had more to do with her being straight and white versus white and black.
Well, that, and it's also you have
even though 60% of them are straight.
Yeah,
it's the straight girl was
she was balling.
She was balling,
bringing up that's the thing. It's like,
and she's gonna have a really good year to get that momentum because
absolutely.
Her sophomore year was.
She was injured a lot though, wasn't she?
Over half of the year.
Yeah, that's tough.
She missed over half of the year.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah. But it's like I feel like a lot of them had an issue. Like you said, they're straight, white female, but these other players that have been in the league for 10+ years, and they didn't get the recognition, the praise, the monetary gain. And then she comes in, but it's like she's brought this
her fault.
That's what I'm saying. She's brought more revenue for everybody. I mean, they're negotiating a new deal to make more money because of the new viewership that she, and I'm going to give some props, Paige Beckers as well has brought.
She will too. I just go back to Tiger Woods, okay, and that we didn't become fascinated with Tiger Woods because he was the first dominant minority golfer. There were other minorities, just not black, that were incredible golfers over the decades, right? We were just fascinated with what he was able to do and the talent, and he lifted the league exactly like was done to the NBA, first by Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And then another level it went up. The players today enjoy what they enjoy when that baton was handed over to Michael Jordan. And then, we had that other big, huge jump. Yeah, but he made more money for everyone. Yep. Everyone made more money. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. I will give you, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize or wasn't interested in your game because there's a lot of competition. There's just a lot of competition during that time of year. You have baseball, and then during the summer, if you're into sports, your kids are probably into sports. So you're going to your kids' events, at night or on weekends. You're not going, you're going to hit 1 or 2 baseball games a year. You know what I mean? As a family or something, if you're lucky, right? It's just not your focus just because people are so busy. You have to earn that. Just like we're having to earn this here. You got to pay your dues on the way in.
Common theme.
Yeah.
Earning it rather than just complaining for it.
Yeah. And so it is what it is. But now you have a chance for it to be more. And now that you're getting the attention, my thing was just ball out. Make me want to come back. When Caitlin Clark is gone, make me want to come back. And we did, and we enjoyed it. We went, 2 years ago, we went to the Caitlin Clark game, and then we went to several others when they played like the New York Liberty or Minnesota. We watched them play all the best teams, and we got to see, we were lucky enough to get to experience, and she was still still a top 20 player, retiring at 40 years old or whatever age it was. Taurasi was still could she have played longer? Yeah, because she was still a top 20 player. She wasn't a top 5 player like she was for the majority of her career, but she was still a top 20 player in the league. I saw it myself. And we got to watch her last year. So that was kind of cool that we got to do that.
I actually kind of just jumping back just slightly. I did remember seeing something where said that when Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers played for the first time, it was like they had to move it to the Dallas Mavericks stadium because
that happens too. Yeah,
that's like the highest grossing ticket sale game
happens.
in WNBA history.
Several times that's happened for that, but that was the first time them playing against each other in the WNBA. Yep. But they've played against each other since they were teenagers.
Yep,
they were meeting.
That's how a lot of that goes. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Absolutely. So yeah. Anyways, lesbians. There's a lot of lesbians there. That's the whole point, and it's great. But like I said, they have to not only not alienate their base, they have to find a way to draw guys like me in, guys like you in, without alienating them. And it's a tough little tightrope to walk because we don't want the sex in our face. We don't lead with our sex. I mean, you don't lead with, "Hey, I'm Mike and I'm straight." You don't lead. You're just Mike. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
The others, like, who cares? Didn't ask. Okay. Whatever is whatever, like that's just the thing. I'm not saying that they can't have their certain things, but you got to be careful you're not going over the top with it. Well. And they did do that one game. And most of the people just turned and just didn't pay attention to it, when you're having your dancers and stuff there.
Oh yeah, like the halftime show and stuff.
Yeah. Well, not the halftime dancers, the transgender women.
What dancers? Transgender dancers?
No, like we're at the clubs and stuff.
Oh! I thought you were talking about the game. Sorry.
No, they did it. They did that at the game.
Really?
Like they do it with the little kids. They've had the drag queen. I don't know.
Like that.
They had some drag. They had some men dressed as women doing provocative dances at halftime on one of the games.
Yeah.
That's where I'm saying you can't be over the top with that. If you want to have your gay pride night, fucking have it. The thing that most of us are tired of, and it just is, but we're not allowed to say it, but I'm going to say it anyways, is that gets into the whole, we don't get to have a straight pride night because we just don't care. Yeah. We don't lead with that. And it's acceptable for everybody to have every ethnic pride night except for
white people.
You're not allowed. Nope. And if you voice it, you're automatically a racist.
Y'all have bad track record for for being prideful and being white.
Don't judge me for the sins of my father.
Yeah, that's true too. That's nice. But I don't. I just don't think of it like that. And Leo knows I don't. I just don't.
We barely have St. Patrick's Day anymore. I mean, that's like the whitest holiday we got left.
That's not yours either.
That's it. I don't even know if it's like everybody's like, yeah, let's go get fucked up.
Yeah,
that's pretty much all it's turned into. Yeah. But I agree 100% with you. I echo all of that. And people will turn it into like us having a major problem, like being racist about it. It's like, no, it's just like, why are we constantly pointing one thing out and not pointing the other thing out? Like a balance, an equal balance to me is perfect, but we don't understand how to do that.
Yeah. There's no white caucus in Congress. There isn't.
Yeah.
There's a black caucus.
Yep.
There's a Latino caucus.
No white.
There's no white caucus. And there did used to be
He's
one.
Like, what?
No, dude, there used to be one. It's like little groups get together and
political groups
to advance advance the yes.
Yeah. The representation within.
And I'm not going to say there didn't used to be a white caucus in Congress. There were, because there was KKK or people who were congressmen.
David Duke.
Senator Byrd.
Really?
Yeah, look up Senator Byrd.
It wasn't David.
Senator Byrd was considered a constitutional scholar, right? Okay. Yeah. He was, huh? Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We used to call him Senator KKK Byrd.
Why don't you bring that on the screen for everybody to see his face? This is the man right here.
Yep.
He was
Robert KKK Byrd. There you go, right there. Byrd's political career spanned more than 60 years, which is a travesty. Nobody should be on office for 60 years.
Yeah, we're talking to you, Mitch
He
McConnell.
first entered the political arena by organizing and leading a local chapter of the Ku Klux Klan in the 1940s. An action he later described as the greatest mistake I ever made. But he wasn't just a member of the group. He was a leader, dude.
He regrets it now that everybody's like, "Hey, that was
well, because things changed.
Yeah, that's the only reason why he's
when he
upset.
did it, it was okay. And now, I wouldn't be. I'm so sorry.
He was apologizing then, but we had, if I remember correctly, David Duke,
and he was super close to Hillary Clinton too.
Oh, great!
So you know,
that's even better.
Yeah.
But David Duke ran for president. He was the Grand Wizard, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like that's
and he tried to associate, with Republicans, and we're like, fuck you, dude.
That's like
you are not a conservative.
No,
at all. And in fact, when Trump was going to run previously to 2016, he was going to be quasi-independent, but looking for a party affiliation and stuff. Like, it came up, and like every other time Trump spoke, he had to denounce David Duke because he was a part of that party.
Yeah.
Whatever that party's name was. I don't remember.
KKK.
It wasn't. I mean, like libertarian kind of thing. But yeah, definitely like that. Yeah, because it's all lies about the history of the South. And they said that, these Klan members became Republicans, and it's not true. There's only like 3 of them that became Republicans. The rest all stayed Democrats. There wasn't this big conversion over that's not it. Yeah. And the Civil Rights Act was passed because of Republican support. That was
that the one that Bill Clinton was pretty much like the head of?
No, it was way before that. I'm talking way back in the 60s.
Okay. I was thinking of the one in the 90s. Or what was the one that it was like Clinton and Biden were like 2 of the biggest?
Okay, that was different.
Okay,
that was
I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
there.
No, that was a crime bill.
Crime bill. That's right.
That's where they
the most damaging bill to black
one of the
people
most damaging
in
bills
history for our
in
country.
history. Yeah, because Biden had to defend that when he ran for president. And he didn't really have a good defense. Like the person that's so funny, the one that did real racist shit was Biden. It wasn't Trump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like actionable racist stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Actionable.
All of the motherfuckers, or most of the motherfuckers, but they're the political ones that call Trump a racist now, got help and support for Trump prior to him running for president. And there I'm talking about Jesse Jackson and them, the Rainbow Coalition. He gave the Rainbow Coalition office space in his buildings on Wall Street, gave it to him.
That's like probably $10,000 to $15,000.
You don't do that if you are a racist. You just don't do that. And but you still have a few people, but they're not the politician ones. It's like more of the celebrities or the athletes, ones that
they were the paid ones.
Well, no, I mean for Trump, that they liked Trump before and they still supported him after. And it's like, look, I've known this guy, yeah, he's not a racist, and you didn't call him a racist until he decided to run for president. Mike Tyson's a good one Mike Tyson still support the president. The president did things where he could to, help Mike Tyson, and there you go. James, the greatest running back of all time is Jim Brown. Sorry, it's not Sanders.
It's okay.
It's not. It's Jim Brown, okay? I promise you. Even though his career was a little, short, nobody did more, but they were only playing 10, 12 games.
Yeah,
he ran for 1,000 yards when 1,000 yards meant something.
Yeah.
He averaged over 100 yards a game for his entire motherfucking career.
In the CTE era, basically. Like there was no
well, the helmets were, that was like,
he was just running through.
Those were the first helmets that weren't leather.
He might as well just been running through cement at that point.
He did. He was the cement, But him and I forget who the other person was, that they got highly criticized for having a meeting with Trump during Trump's first administration.
Not too sure.
Was it him and Ray Lewis? It might have been Ray Lewis too. But they were doing work in minority communities for business and opportunity. And he's like, the dude's the president. Why wouldn't I talk to him?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that.
And Trump was, interested in what they had to say. They had good meetings.
If somebody can help your cause, the president of the United States might be that person that can help you out. Just
he liked to do that. People forget in his first term, he also, started prison reform bills, to undo what we were talking about before, the bad bill that Biden and
the Biden bill
that goes back to Clinton, Clinton started, but Biden was a senator and voted for it. He pushed for it when he was a senator. That's how the two were connected like that. But yeah, they just don't.
I remember seeing the video of him. He was actually giving a speech defending it, or like trying to persuade to get everybody to pass it. And he was speaking with so much conviction and so much, assurity that, this was the right thing to do. This is going to be a great thing. Yeah. And here we are 30 years later now.
Yeah.
And no, not even close.
Right. Absolutely. So this all this all goes back to what we were going to talk about today after all this time. Again, it with transgender, with identity, and, they're trying to use the victim status. And so a couple things are going on right now. At the beginning of the week, we had testimony before the Supreme Court over some cases related to student athletes. And so we had Justice Brown asking some really dumb fucking questions and basically trying to assume that, transgender women were women. And I'm sorry, if you're a transgender woman or you're a transgender youth, which I think is absurd, but if you are, and you may not get to participate in some sports. Title IX was made for women, not for women who want to pretend to be a woman. Again, and you're totally allowed to do that, but you're making a choice. But in making that choice, you're giving up something else, which is just life. It's just how life works. Usually, you don't get to do it all. I mean, you've seen it where, you could go with a friend this weekend and go out of town, or you could stay in town and go with a different friend and go to a concert. You have to make a choice, right?
Yeah.
That's just life. You get to do one thing. There's two cool things you could do, but you can't. They're at the same time. You only get to do one. It's just life. It's just a choice. you're not a victim because you can't get to do them both. It's just not. If being a transgender is that important to you, that's fine. But then that takes precedent, and that means you got to be okay with what that choice means, and that until you groom enough transgender people to have enough to have your own team and for there to be two teams so that you can play against each other in whatever the sport is. Okay, it is what it is.
Hey, I mean, not out of the realm of possibility.
And you're a man who wants to pretend to be a woman, and you want to play soccer as an adult. That's fine, but you're going to play with the men. That's it. You can, and so just play with the men. It's soccer. That's what it is. It shouldn't be an issue. Why should you get to play with the women when there is a significant difference? Significant. It's not even close, and it's been proven over and over again, on the field of play. It's been proven over and over again.
Yeah.
Where the man who's ranked 100th, in tennis plays the number one tennis player, and it's not close.
Well, Serena Williams said that she said it. She's like, I got no chance whatsoever. Like they hit it,
right.
The game is so much faster. It's just so much different, and it's just hard to replicate with unless you're playing a man.
But the thing is, when a high level woman plays against another high level woman, it can be exciting to watch.
Competitive.
It's competitive. It's fun to watch, right? That's what it should be.
Almost like sports are supposed to be entertaining. Crazy.
Yeah. Definitely should definitely be like that. So it's just a choice that you make. So the questions she was asking were just crazy. It's I think, I don't know how many states, but a slightly more than a majority of states, so more than 25, I believe, have now come out with laws protecting women for women's sports. Rightfully so, because that's what Title IX was meant for. Look, there was a lot of pain caused with Title IX. Okay, men paid a price for Title IX. The University of Toledo, when I was a kid, when Title IX was enacted, the University of Toledo had a men's wrestling team, college wrestling team.
Okay.
And like the whole MAC, the whole Mid-American Conference. So that's, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Buffalo, Ohio. What's that?
Buffalo.
All of those schools like that, Miami of Ohio, all of those schools like that. I would say probably 60% of them lost their wrestling teams because they had to have equality in numbers and give opportunities to women. And based on the money they had, they couldn't afford to do both. So they had to cut some programs. So they cut the men's wrestling program. That happened. Men paid a price for there to be women's sports and for women to get the opportunity they have now. Okay. And it's just absurd to think that now that, well, as a man, you're when you swim in a meet, you're coming in 10th out of 12, and now you're just decide to be a woman, and now you're finishing first amongst the women. It's just not right. You're still a dude. No matter when you changed your hormones or when you still went through that process. At least most of them have till now, where they're now damaging youth and their process of going through puberty with the puberty blockers and things like that.
Yep.
But most of the ones that are now, they've gone through that change. Look, I've seen it. Leo and I have talked about it. The very first soccer team I had that I coached, that was my team, it was co-ed, okay? And they're like 6-7 years old, okay? Yeah. The best player in the league was a girl. She was on my team, okay? It was just the way that it was. And she was a great athlete throughout high school later on, But as good of an athlete as she was on the basketball court too, she couldn't make the boys' team. They were more equal at 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
But after that change starts happening, and so once that change happens, you can't undo that change.
No.
Okay. You can hurt a man by lowering his testosterone, as an adult. That definitely is going to make a difference. But that's still going to be, that man is still going to be at a higher level than what a woman will be. A woman needs testosterone too. But dude, the numbers are so fucking small. It's not even a
minuscule.
10th, man. It's so minuscule. It's so small. And that small amount is important. Don't get me wrong. It's important. I talk about it. But it's nowhere near the equivalent of what a man would be. So it just can't happen. So that's the one thing that's going on this week is those cases. And so then now we have it with the hearing over this kind of stuff. We have this video of Senator Hawley with a doctor. And I'm sorry, but I really believe that this doctor should lose her license. It's absurd that as a doctor, if I don't trust you as a doctor, if you can't say what a woman is, I just don't trust you. Then where else then in your medical practice do you put ideology over science? These are the same people that told us to follow the science, but yet want to deny science when it comes to this because of the pressure. They don't want to be labeled. And maybe they honestly do support that community, which again is fine. It's fine to support them. It's not fine to not give the truth because words mean things. And if we allow them to continue with these words without any pushback, it's going to be changed in other places too. We're going to feel it. And that's where I think the backlash is. That's where I think, the younger generation in their 20s are like, I don't know what you adults have been doing, but this is fucking stupid. Like, we don't want part of any of this. This is just total bullshit. And it may be a lot of young men, but I also think it's young women too. So let's start. This is Senator Hawley questioning a doctor. It goes about 5 minutes. I'll probably break in a couple times.
Since you bring it up, why don't we just start there? Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question is.
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics.
Absolutely.
So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
can men get pregnant?
Many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
can men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
no, yes/no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. The United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert, and you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're also conflating
This is
male
extraordinary.
female with
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
what you were talking about is biological.
You're not going to answer my question, it sounds like to me.
Biological males.
This isn't hard, doctor. Can men get pregnant? Yes or no?
Again, I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you that is not coming from a place of trying to be polarized and push.
I'm not trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to ask, I think it is extraordinary that we are here in a hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men.
It also,
We are here about the safety
also
of
what?
women and science that show.
It also what? What is the also? There is no also. Biological men cannot get pregnant. Transgender women cannot get pregnant. That's just the reality. But we're not dealing with reality with these people, which is fine. Like I said, you can have this delusion, whatever you want to have it. But there has to be certain standards at certain places that we just acknowledge what the truth is. And my concern mainly is if we can't agree on something that is so black and white like this, then how can we solve our other problems? How can we possibly come together when we can't agree? That would be like not agreeing that your right hand is your right hand and your left hand is your left hand. My right hand might want to pretend it's my left hand. But my left hand is never going to be my right hand. I'm never going to use my left hand as well as I use my right hand because I'm right-handed. But it could pretend I could jerk off with my left hand, but it's not going to be as efficient as I am with my right hand.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. I knew it was
Are you
coming.
right-handed?
I am right-handed.
Okay. How often do you jerk off with your left hand?
Well, whenever the opportunity arises, I prefer my right. Yes,
Exactly. But you've tried with your left hand.
you gotta sit
Everybody
on your left hand
has.
first.
You've tried. But guess what? It wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. It was maybe okay. Maybe you could even shoot a load, but it's still not as good. It's not the same. It's just not. One is different. It's just different. It can't be, you can pretend. It can try to do the same things. It's just to have a doctor is saying this. Why is she so afraid? Think about how afraid she is of saying the truth.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What kind of, maybe she doesn't realize the pushback that she was going to get with either answer.
Well, she's fucked.
She's
going to
get, yeah, you're fucked either way. So go with the truth.
Yeah, I mean,
Just go with the truth. All right, let's hear the rest of this.
That this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality that biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference between biological men and biological women. I don't know how we can take you seriously and your claims to be a person of science if you won't level with this on this basic issue. I thought we were past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
I am a person of science, and I'm also someone here who's here to represent the complex experiences of my patients, and I don't think polarized language or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not polarizing to say that there is a scientific difference between men and women, and I want this to be clear and for the record. It is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such. That is not polarizing, that is truth. It is also, by the way, the United States Constitution, which offers unique protections to women in a variety of circumstances as women. And your refusal to recognize women as women and men as men is deeply corrosive to science, to public trust, and yes, to constitutional protections for women as women.
Hell yeah,
And I think it's extraordinary that you would sit here and advance a political agenda that has been thoroughly discredited and rejected by the American people in this forum. And I'm glad we had this exchange because it is exceptionally clarifying. It is also in many ways quite depressing. I see that my time has nearly expired. I just want to thank the other witnesses for being here. Thank you for protecting women and children. Thank you for your valiant efforts. Thank you for following the science. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this hearing.
The most ironic thing about this is a man preaching this to a woman. That's the craziest part. Like, there's a lot of funny parts, but that's the craziest, funniest, ironic part.
We started to talk about that before the show, which is, where are more of the women? Where are the just everyday women pushing back against this stuff? Why don't we have everyday women making TikToks about this shit?
They get banned, unfortunately.
Probably. You might. I know a little bit about getting banned. You might. That might be a thing. But it's just it's just terrible. Also, somebody who keeps, I don't even know how this guy is relevant or still relevant in any way, but James Carville is a Democratic strategist. He helped Clinton get elected, and he's had some thoughts on Democrats and what they need to do and things that they shouldn't do. So can you pull up that, you have that Carville, some comments and article there that we can pull up? Yeah. Carville warns Democrats to avoid talking about trans athletes in women's sports and defunding the police. Defund the police are the three stupidest words in the history of the English language, Carville warned. Veteran Democratic strategist Carville warned the party Thursday it should refrain from talking about transgender athletes competing in women's sports and defunding law enforcement agencies, which has become a thing again since we've had these, since the Democrats have started this insurrection in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. During Thursday's episode of Politics War Room, a listener asked Carville and his co-host Al Hunt why Democrats have not been able to create effective messaging like the Trump campaign did in 24 with an ad depicting then Vice President Harris supporting sex changes for inmates. And that was super effective. And the thing about it was the number of inmates who've gotten sex changes, I don't know, it was like 14. It was such a ridiculous
in the whole country
low number. It was, but it was still true. And it was just so outrageous that people thought it was outrageous. It's like this doctor, when you think it's so outrageous that you can't say what a woman is, then you just lose all credibility on everything.
Yep.
On everything. And instead, you want to defend this group that's less than 1% in the dumbest way. Here's what I believe. Here's something I want to say, and I wish I would have said it earlier. You know what rights a transgender person has?
What's that?
The same rights as you and I have. They have human rights. They're human rights. That's just it, man.
Yeah, it doesn't go away.
You have human rights. I'm not trying to take rights away from transgender people or women or lesbian or gays or minorities. I'm not trying to take anybody's rights away. I want to believe and live in this country that we all have the same rights. All of us are the same. Your rights don't get to be more special than mine. And that's why white people and white men are mad. You're trying to tell me that this group over here, that their rights are more special than mine, and they're not. Your rights are not more special. It's just the same. And have they always been that way? No, it hasn't always been applied that way. But we've worked towards that, and we should continue to work towards that. That was the real dream of MLK. That was the real dream. It wasn't to continue to be divided by race or gender or sex or anything else. It was on merit and to be judged by what you do, your actions. Real simple. But it's an industry, and it's a profitable industry. Race baiting is an industry that's made a number of people extremely wealthy. And the same can be said for any of these other groups too. Same thing. We're not as disciplined as they are. I think they know their crap is unpopular, so they got to be more disciplined in how they portray things. But I think the Supreme Court is probably going to rule on this trans athlete issue, which will probably take it off the table a little bit more than it was. We'll see if it does. I'm not convinced that it will. It shouldn't even be an issue anymore. We didn't get our messaging right on this whole thing. I have to say that, Carville said. I think that we have done, because of this flubbing, we've actually done more harm to trans people than we would have wanted to. It hasn't been very ineffective, our messaging on this. Or he could have said this. He said that wrong. That's weird. He could have said our messaging is ineffective, or just a number of different ways. That was worded crazy. Let me raise a different messaging issue, Hunt interjected. I don't want any Democrats out there talking about abolishing ICE. You talk about reforming ICE. I actually, what's his name? There's a podcast I was watching, and the kind of co-host, not exactly, it's Tom Belew's podcast, and the younger black guy that he typically has on there, that's basically his Leo kind of a thing. And that's the way I look at it. But they were talking, and he was making some comments that I was like, huh?
Kelly Crew?
No.
I don't even know who Tom Belew's. Belew's? Is that what
Tom
it is?
Bellew. Tom Bellew is a very excellent podcaster. He was part of the founding group. How he made his money was Quest, the bars, the nutrition that you see at the Quest bars.
Okay.
The good shit, where they try to even have better chips. They're not perfect. They're not super, but they're healthier than anything else, like those products.
Okay.
You know, like healthier snacks.
He was a founder of it?
He was part of the group, founding
group.
group.
Okay.
Yeah. He became with them very early on.
Right.
And he's made tons of money from that. And he's gotten into more political stuff now. And I think he's even going live now. We went live, like, we weren't the first ones, but we got in on the going live thing early than some of these others. The others have changed and started to do that, the big ones, because we just saw the value in it for what we were talking about. But anyways, was talking about how he didn't believe that ICE, that they were like real cops. Yeah, they're like real cops, because some people think like, oh, well, ICE shouldn't have guns. Why the fuck shouldn't they? The people that they're getting, okay, here's the simple problem is we were told exactly what was going to happen, and nobody wanted to believe Trump and his border czar, Tom Homan. Okay? I don't know how. He's very clear. That nobody is more clear than that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay. He said that he's repeated the same shit over and over again. Okay. There are detainers. We have detainers. We have legal warrants. There has been due process. You arrested this guy for drunk driving, and we have him. We have a detainer because he was also guilty previously of theft or assault or something else. So the process is done. We can pick him up, deport him. Due process has happened. So we want to come to the jail and get them. And instead of holding the person, what these people in these sanctuary cities have done is said, we're going to let them out. And so he specifically has told them, if you let them back out in the streets, it's much harder and much more dangerous for us to go pick them up. I can send 3 people to the jail to pick them up, right? 2 or 3 guys to pick the guy up if he's already detained in the jail. If you release him, now I got to have 10 go into the area, then find him in the neighborhoods and find where there's other people, where there's children, where there's innocent people. Now you're making me go out there to get them. And then what? We're surprised that bad shit happens? That when we're going after one bad guy, 3 more bad guys try to hit an ICE officer with a shovel? And I don't know what proper protocol is, but if you can kill me with a shovel. You can kill me with a shovel. So the idea that I have to just pull out my baton and we got to go to war like that I can only do that type of force on you? No, I know my life is definitely in danger, right? I mean, it is.
No, I understand. Like when you feel like you're in that fight or flight mode, like you can't predict what people are going to do. Like regardless of all the training that they've had, very few can tap into that training and calm themselves. 99% of people, they go off the rails. And then you have situations where people unfortunately lose their lives. And it sucks, but like what more do you expect? I really don't. And
no, if you don't want 3,000 DHS and ICE officers in your state, all you have to do is one thing: agree to enforcing the detainers. Agree to, when you arrest these people, that you hold them and you give them an opportunity to bring you a warrant, a legal warrant, so that due process is done, and that we do that. You know what I read? I read that, they're taking Americans.
No.
Okay. The number of Americans in the last year that ICE has detained is like 170. They've taken off the streets like 625,000. What percentage is?
I'm not going to match
170. It's like 0.00027 or something. It's such this small percentage. And of those 170 Americans that were detained and didn't deserve to be detained, but that just is what it is, a part of the process. You can't make it 0. Do you know how many of them were deported? None.
I'd like to
We
say
don't
0.
deport you. We don't deport American citizens. We don't do it. And again, this whole thing wouldn't have to be this way if Trump literally said what he was going to do and how they were going to do it.
And it's like another aspect that I don't understand, what people don't get. When the U.S. government wants to do something, when they want someone or something, they will fucking get it. It doesn't matter how much you protest, how many people you try to block in front of the entrance or cars, they will get that person or that thing. And it's not negotiable. So it's like you're just prolonging and you're pissing them off even more, and you're pissing the people off on like that are on the front lines doing it as well.
Yeah.
It's like delusion every step of the way. Delusion.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. The amount of rioting that we're seeing, the amount of damage, and these are the same people that are have been nonstop since the campaign time, repeating the same shit as before about Trump, repeating the same thing about bankruptcies or whatever, like it was going to somehow change something this time or whatever. These same people. And then talking January 6th, I can guarantee you I can go on X every day and find some dumbass talking about January 6th, which tweet. Was one fucking day, man. And,
like 30 seconds.
And there is proof now that they weren't necessarily FBI agents. There may have been a few, but certainly FBI informants, and only a small number of them were approved. Well, how did all these other FBI informants who weren't approved get there? They just thought it was a good idea to do on their own.
Nancy Pelosi is literally on record, on video, saying this is our fault. This is like saying it's her fault during that day. And it's like
they could have had National Guard there if they wanted National Guard there. But still, because no, they wanted it to happen. Chaos. They wanted them to get inside. Okay. We know that kind of stuff now that they did that. But it was one day and no cop was killed that day. None, zero. There was a cop who died later because of other health issues that he had. He did not die because of somebody on J6 or one of the J6 protesters. Didn't happen. The person who died on January 6th was another white woman who was also unarmed. Okay, Good was armed. Good had a vehicle. Somebody and the woman that was Ashley Babbitt, who was killed, she was going through some window or something that was inside the building or whatever. She didn't have a flagpole in her hand and running towards the officer who killed her. Okay, there was no fear for his life, and they don't give a fuck about that white woman. But the white woman in Minneapolis who was trained, and even after this happens, you have the governor go on TV and is telling these dumb idiots, go get in the face, take your cameras, document this. For years now, since Obama, we could go back to Obama, have talked about, fighting, confronting, getting in the face of, they've been nothing but encouraged to do the things they're doing now. And now there's consequences, and they don't like the consequences. This is the bottom line. They don't like the consequences. They're just doing their job. And I want it to end. I'm done with it. Because we've been through this shit with Minnesota and Minneapolis before. They burned that motherfucking city. Okay? I'm done with that. There is no excuse. And the National Guard should be deployed. And if the governor won't deploy them, and he shouldn't deploy them to fight our military, or any federal officers. That's not a thing, you dumbass. That's real insurrection. That's that's being a real traitor. That's what that is. Then the president needs to do it to protect these groups that, they have warrants for bad guys. They're going to get these bad guys. Then these groups report, hey, we have ICE in this neighborhood, get there. And these guys are trying to take down some of the worst. And you're there trying to prevent it. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
They're saving their people.
I thought they didn't like pedophiles. Recently, like in the last couple of days with this, one of the people they were going to get was a dude who had in his record of some type of sexual shit against somebody under the age of 11. Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Good person.
Yeah. That. And they're trying to stop it. I think it might have been the one that got shot and was the whole shovel thing that might have been part of his record.
Oh, okay.
But that's still the point. You're trying to stop that. You told me you want the Epstein files. You don't like pedophiles. But look who you're defending.
Only when it works for their narrative. That's when they care.
It's just crazy. What else did we have? Did I have up there? We might be able to throw in. We're getting a little to where I gotta check out because I'm going to Miami, people. Oh, I want to see this one. Go ahead, play this one. And while you play it, you guys can talk if you need to. I gotta use the bathroom. We haven't done this before.
We'll cue the elevator music.
I've seen it. So you guys
hit it, Leo. I want to see it.
Pronouns? I hope that's pretty clear.
Yeah, I don't make assumptions. You could identify as a sunflower.
You know, I've been told I look like one.
I use they, them.
You know, I've always been curious. Why they, them? Because there's just one of you, and those are plural pronouns. Just never really understood the hoopla of pronouns. My name's Ainsley, and I just can't really come up with a reason why you would address me in third person in a conversation that I'm a part of. So if you do, I'm probably not there. So I wouldn't really know what pronouns you're using anyways. So why would it matter?
You smell like the beach.
Who even says that? You know, I think it's because I use coconut oil as a moisturizer.
What are your pronouns?
My pronouns? I hope that's pretty
That
clear.
is all she
Yeah, I
wrote.
don't make
Well, the main character is exactly what I pictured. The person talking to the main character was not what I expected, actually. I didn't think this was going to be a skit. How about you, Leo?
Yeah, I don't got too much to say about it. I'm not gonna lie.
What don't you like about it?
Not that I don't like it. I just don't have nothing to say about it.
I don't believe there's always something going on up there. Always that hamster wheel is always spinning. Well, I do understand what they're getting at, though. I mean, they're basically just pointing out the absurdity of how they want to be referred to. And yeah, you're basically being referred to somebody that's non-existent and also not present, but at the same time, you are present, are existent, and you're identifying as a they, them. This all clearly makes sense, you know, if you're watching. This is all makes sense. I was telling Leah I was expecting the short-haired lady to be, you know, to look like that, but I was not expecting the other character to pop up like that. Didn't think they would go for it, because, you know, they try to make people look more relatable, more normal. They don't usually go for the attractive, stunning ones.
You should see the mom.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, I was just saying that.
Did you guys get to play the whole thing?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I understand the delusion of like how they want to be referred to as somebody that's not existent but also present
Dude,
at the same time.
That's the most narcissistic shit in the world. Like, what matters is just my feelings and the environment that I want, and everyone else has to conform to my needs and my environment. Says who? Says who? That's fuck off. That's just, yeah.
I guess it's true. If
Do your thing. But you don't get to tell me that, you know, I don't get to have like animals on my feet.
So they
or
do that.
leather or meat, you know, eat meat, or, oh, the smell of meat in your room. Fuck off.
It's,
Maybe I don't like the smell of tofu. You know,
Don't like to look
fuck
at
off with that shit. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's such this controversy around it because of how accurate it is. I mean, I think they did a really good job with this.
it's true that if you complain enough, you will get what you want.
Oh, you should have seen after this that when she went to the like a dean's office or something, or
The same skit.
the same show,
Oh, okay.
same show. So at Landman, this is the second
Oh,
season of Landman.
that was Landman.
This is Landman.
okay.
This is the daughter.
That's why I was all pissed off.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is in Landman, episode 9 of season 2, and this Sunday will be 10. It'll be the final episode of season 2. And I've loved Landman because Billy Bob is just like,
Great.
he's
I love him.
he's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
great actor.
Yeah. He just, in this role, he's just so fucking good and has been so good. And
Like, who would he have been if he wasn't an actor?
yeah, I don't know. It was just amazing. Just, he's really, really good. So anyways, yeah, this was in that episode, and just it's in your face. It's current. I think it's brilliant writing. You know, Sheridan is who he is because of this kind of stuff. I mean, the guy is probably maybe the greatest writer and has more success with more shows than anyone.
Well,
Like it's like his work goes back. You look at his
transcends.
books, it's phenomenal. what he's done in his success. Nobody's continued to have a hit series after hit series like this. It's crazy.
Landman doesn't really strike me as the type of show that would be favoring towards the they-them type.
No.
In the first place, plus the demographic that seems to
And you're in
favor it.
Texas.
Yeah, in Texas, there's a lot of that's what I understand. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it.
Yeah. But
Not
look
for
at
you.
look at Austin.
Oh, Austin, Texas. Yeah, because all
Austin,
the tech,
Texas is it's liberal as fuck
all
now.
the tech companies are moving there. That's
Yeah.
why.
Well, it started there, but
Yeah.
it's liberal as fuck. But yeah, she did a great job with this scene. That was the first time I ever heard that. Like, it's plural, and there's only one of you. Like I said, she plays a young cheerleader, Dipsy, hot chick, and does it well, but simple, and it was pretty good, I thought.
Simple but effective, apparently.
Yeah, that enough to piss people off. But like I said, if it wasn't this accurate, it wouldn't bother people. But it bothers people because it's true, or bothers a certain segment of people because it's true. So, all right. So Monday, I am going to be doing the show from Miami. Woo woo.
From the beach? Beach stream?
From Four Seasons. The Four Seasons is where we're staying, and I think then on Wednesday too.
Make sure you got your
Or
best
no, when
Hoosier
did we?
Red.
No, I'm not doing Mondays. We're doing the other. We're dropping the other thing Wednesday, right? Yeah, I'll let you know which one I want to do. But one of the days I'll do, and then one of the days we'll either Monday or Wednesday we'll drop the. We need to drop the interview because that's a really good interview. I want to get that out there with Thomas Davis, TD Smash, my buddy. That'll be a good interview. So people like that. Comment below your thoughts. Send me messages. Tell me I'm a piece of shit. I'm a maggot. Whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Just keep coming back. We want the people that hate us to come back even more, please.
Hate watch is the best. Honestly, the best.
It is. It's great. Yeah. That's. I remember. Did you ever see Howard Stern's movie?
Not. Oh.
Movie,
Yeah.
the
Actually,
movie.
yeah, I did.
Yeah. It was great. There's
It was a
that
good movie.
There's that scene where they're talking about his numbers and how much people listen to him
Yeah.
if they like him, and then they were like, if you don't like him, they watched like even 10 minutes longer
Yeah.
or whatever it was than the
Yep.
people who liked him.
Yep. Because they just want to be infuriated.
That's just it. That's what everybody tries to do now. We're just going to keep doing our thing and see what happens. Again, participate. Let us know what you think. It's all the comments are great no matter what, just as long as you comment. So we're going to go with that. So it's Friday. Have a great weekend. I'm going to be enjoying myself in Miami. I hope you enjoy yourselves back here. And because, the weather right now, man, like what the fuck, dude?
What, like how cold it is?
Mid 70s here again,
yeah.
man. Like this is the warmest winter of the winters that I've been here. And I think it should be rightfully so. It should be 60, 65 maybe, or yeah, even lower, 60. Yeah. It should be 60 as high, we're not even, we're just, it's like, fuck, I can't wear my sweatshirts. I'm taking them all to Miami for me because by evening it's dropping down into the
chilly.
mid 60s and stuff. And so, yeah, I'm taking that.
Well, make sure you got your
stuff
best
I wear.
Hoosier Red, all right? Root those Hoosiers on.
That's funny. I'm going to root them on, but I don't have anything red.
I bet you it's still majority Hoosier fans in that stadium.
You think
Even
so?
in
With
Miami.
even Miami?
Yeah,
It'll be
this. I feel like this means more to them than probably anybody.
Yeah. I can say this, though. The Hoosier band will absolutely be better than the Miami band.
Well, yeah, it's like 10 people on that band.
It's so terrible, dude.
I saw the picture you posted of
Yeah,
of
it's
them,
horrible,
and I was like,
dude.
oh my god, this is
and
Miami.
don't put Miami out second. Let Miami go first, then let Indiana.
Not
band
Miami
go.
of Ohio. This is the University of Miami.
Yeah. Look, I'm dead serious. The Genoa Comets have a bigger band than Miami University. The U. All right, this should be a great game. Great sports, great playoff games this weekend. We'll talk about it next week and with whatever else is on tap. Much love, much appreciation. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah. Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the